Come at us.
Oh, watch this. Watch this. This is going to be good. 3, 2, 1. Hey, welcome to the Working Title Podcast. You didn't hear any of that stuff that Clint and I were just talking about. My name is Christopher DeSimone. This is Clint Peak, and you are living the dream at the Working Title Podcast.
Yeah.
And make sure you are downloading the new Live the Dream Media app on your Google and iPhone stores.
Preach.
So, as my friend sent me that meme I put on Facebook yesterday, how do you milk sheep? Bring out a new iPhone every year and charge $1,000 for it. So, Clint Peak.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Let's start with you. You wanted to, we were talking a little bit of a pre-show meeting, and we're both baseball guys.
Yeah.
You're a little older than I am, but
just a smidge.
You wanted to talk about Pete Rose a little bit
Charlie
to start
Hustle.
off our day. So,
Charlie Hustle.
Talk to me about Pete Rose.
The most intense baseball player I've ever seen in my life.
Agreed.
Bar none. Love it. His dad, somebody asked him why he ran to first base after a walk. His dad taught him the quicker you get to first base, the quicker you can score.
I love it.
So I was as a 9-year-old. That's earned him the nickname Charlie Hustle.
I mean, is that the best nickname of an athlete ever?
And you know who gave it to him? Mickey Mantle.
Oh, wow.
And Mickey Mantle and I think Yogi Berra. Mickey Mantle for sure.
Okay.
They saw him in a spring training game running to first on a walk. And I'm like, look at Charlie Hustle there.
I mean, that's a great
Charlie
nickname.
Hustle created the head first slide. That was Charlie.
Yep.
Can't you just see him with that, whatever he had going hair-wise?
Yeah, the mop of hair going.
Just flying in the air. Quick story, kind of not personal, but the Fosse incident at home plate. I remember watching that game. I'm 12 years old.
All-Star game.
I remember 1970. I'm watching it with Mr. Don Edmondson, my neighbor. He loved watching the games, and that one went 14 innings. Don was a farmer. He probably wasn't doing a whole lot in July, but he stayed up and watched that game with me.
That's when All-Star games also. I'd love when the All-Star game was going.
I can see that now. Jim Hickman gets a hit to right field. I don't remember the right fielder, but Jim Hickman with the Cubs got a hit to right field. Fosse is catching. At that time, he was with the Cleveland Indians. He ended up later on in Oakland as a catcher and then a radio guy. Fosse was from Marion, Illinois.
Oh, boy.
And so I bumped into Ray Fosse in later years. He was quite a bit older than I was.
And he was never the same player after that event.
He dislocated his shoulder, and he was like an all-star. Obviously, he's playing in the all-star game.
Yeah.
Never was the same after that. They had, and Pete Rose and Ray Fosse with a couple other guys had dinner together the night before.
Wow.
And so on a Tuesday, so they had a dinner on Monday, and so on a Tuesday evening, Pete Rose, basically, if you have never seen the play, go Google Pete Rose All-Star Game, Ray Fosse. He just runs him over. And he's like, I was always taught to slide to the base, but I couldn't get to the base, so basically I just ran you over. And dislocated his shoulder.
So when you look back on it now, there's people they've said that Pete was dirty and that kind of thing, right?
Well, it wasn't at the time.
At that time.
No, people ran over each other all the time.
That's what you did.
I mean, Pete Rose and Bud Harrelson fighting at second base. That's roughly the same time frame.
Yeah,
going at it pretty hard because they went in hard. Some of that maybe I'm not cool with the catcher thing even yet. I know Buster Posey suffered a severe injury because
what catcher thing? When you say the catcher thing,
you can't touch the catcher's pretty much
protected now.
Yeah, they're protected.
Okay.
You can't and at a disadvantage because now the catcher can't block the plate, and now the catcher can't move for the ball, and there's
basically they can't block the plate, and the player can't touch the catcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want people hurt. Don't get me wrong.
What's stupider, that or the new kickoff rule in the NFL?
Isn't that crazy?
Let's just not have a kickoff.
Yeah, exactly.
Just start at the 20.
Just start it. Start it. That's crazy.
I'm okay with that.
I hadn't watched a lot of NFL, but that's a brand new rule. I hadn't watched a lot. I've been watching a little bit because my Bears are now 2-2. I mean, woohoo!
Absolutely.
And I'm watching this thing, and I'm like, is this the stupidest thing you ever saw?
So on Pete Rose,
Yeah, let's talk.
So
about
my
Charlie.
take on Pete Rose is everything you're saying is correct. Okay, Charlie
my
Hustle,
opinion,
intense player, most intense player, hit king,
Yeah,
right?
42. What
42, 57,
57 or
something like that, right? He's the guy that you hated to play against
Yeah.
and loved to
Yeah,
have him on
yeah,
your team,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And so,
And he played with one of the greatest teams of all time, the
Sure.
Cincinnati Reds, 75-76. That was an awesome team.
so now, we talk about what happened to Pete Rose,
Yeah.
since, and so my take is always because not everyone. There's a good portion of people are pissed off that he's not in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And he should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. But there's things where the Baseball Hall of Fame has made the division in their brain that you can go in as a coach or you can go in as a player.
Yeah.
Right? And so up until the time as he was a player, he was fine.
Yeah.
The gambling came up when he was a coach.
Yeah.
So because some players,
Although he was gambling as a player.
sure.
Let's face reality.
All right.
He's a gambler.
Yeah.
I mean, he had an addiction.
But in the end, he didn't. His stubbornness, whiit is part of the intensity of why he was a great baseball player, is what nipped him in the ass, right?
Yep. I'm just going to throw it right out. I'm going to jump right in. I was the guy. I'm not going to beat you over the head with the rules, but I was the guy that said, because he's in the Hall of Fame, even though he is not in. His records are in there. Some of his contributions are in the Hall. And the Hall is an independently owned organization, separate of Major League Baseball. But when he accepted the lifetime ban, which is what it was, that was it. And all along I'm like, yeah, because we haven't let Shoeless Joe in. There's a lot of people didn't get in. And I don't want to hear about good guy, bad guy, because there's a lot of good guys in there. There's a lot of bad guys in there.
Sure.
There's guys in there that were juicing. There's guys in there that will never get in because they were juicing.
And look at
That's just
Roger Clemens is never getting in.
A-Rod, Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds was probably the greatest baseball player, certainly of our lifetime. That guy he was good as far as a hitter. Let's just say as far as hitter.
Barry
used to go up to ASU when he played up there and move the pitching mound, the machine in. He'd get 30 feet from the pitching machine, not 60. Turn it up all the way, and he just raked.
So when we came on a vacation, still living in New York, and we came to Phoenix,
he was
Scottsdale,
a jerk, by the way, and still
this is in the '80s when he was playing at ASU. We did watch him play a couple of games against USC at Sun Devil Stadium.
Yep.
I remember him knocking a ball over the right field wall.
And if he hadn't messed with PEDs, he would have definitely been. But he was jealous of McGuire and Sosa, who were totally inferior ball players to him.
Yeah.
And he was jealous they were getting all the attention because they were hitting the big flies.
And Brady Anderson.
And Brady Anderson. What did he hit, 59 one year or something stupid? But here's my take on Pete.
I'm going to look up the Brady Anderson home runs.
I think it's 59.
Ridiculous.
I think it's 59. I can't remember what year it was, but I think it's. I'm waiting. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner.
Keep going.
Okay. But Pete broke the rule. It's a cardinal rule. Everybody knows it. It's been taught from day one when you're a professional baseball player. Don't gamble on baseball.
Right.
Period. He broke it. I'm like, okay, you got to live with the consequences of your behavior. Here's where I changed, and it's been over the last 5, 6, 7 years. And like you say, his stubbornness is what really kept him out.
Oh yeah.
Not because baseball would have bent at some point. And I'm saying put him in right now. If his family wants to show up, that's great. If they don't, that's great. And put an asterisk.
Yeah, 50.
50, okay. I was on the wrong end of 50, but
that's okay.
About 50. Brady Anderson. What was his next highest total?
Probably 20.
Yeah, if that. But Major League Baseball has embraced gambling.
Sure.
Like you'll see it if you're watching a game. They'll give you like if whoever's up or whatever. If the next pitch results in this, you can win $1,500 throughout the whole game. It's sponsored by, and I'm like, oh, okay, pot, kettle, black. I mean,
so here's the sad thing.
Are you kidding me right now?
Pete Rose is one of the greatest baseball players ever.
Put him in with an asterisk.
All right. You don't even need an asterisk. Just put it in his.
It is part of his history.
Just put it in the description.
Yeah, okay, no asterisk. Just put it in. And he was
because
banned
the asterisk is when he was a coach.
He was banned from 1989 to the end of his life because he gambled on baseball.
But he was so stubborn. He didn't apologize early enough.
Exactly.
He was a total dick.
Yeah.
He's not a nice man.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all true.
All right, and all of these things. And whatever apology came all too late, and baseball was never going to let him in until he was dead.
Because they're all the above, too.
Right. Absolutely. But they were never going to let him in the Hall until he's dead.
No.
Now, will Pete Rose be in the Hall in the next 3 years? I think so, yes.
I do, too. I do, too. I think it's time, and I think there's enough. Although we never know. Ron Santo didn't make it to the Hall of Fame until after he was deceased. I don't think he made anybody mad. It's just
it's like one of the nicest guys ever was Ron Santo.
I mean, he's a beloved Cub. People, I want to go one more step with Pete, and then we can move on to other stuff. But people always said, but he bet on his team to win, and I'm like, yeah, that didn't change it, and here's why. I've got a bet on my team to win today. You know what? I'm going all in today. I'm going to use all my relievers. I'm going to burn through everything because the outcome affects my wallet.
Oh, it opens up too many Pandora's boxes.
Don't tell me that he bet on his team to win.
You put yourself in debt to a lascivious character who then needs you to do things in the future and leverage it on you.
That's the other part of
this, right?
And that is, well, I'm not going to start this guy today. Hey, you think that what happened on Monday, and I'm not a conspiracy guy, really, I'm not. It's either happened or it didn't. But that thing on Monday with the doubleheader between the Braves and the Mets.
Right.
They celebrated on the same field in Atlanta at the end of the game. They both celebrated together, basically. Did you see that?
I did.
And I'm like, I believe in the brotherhood.
So I know that the Diamondbacks owner was on TV, radio up in Phoenix, and he was bitching and moaning about it.
Yeah, but Ken Kendrick, stop it! I don't want to hear anything from Ken.
I mean, win games.
Yeah, exactly. My brother, big Diamondback.
So either you would have found this out last week or this week,
exactly.
Right. So if I'm Ken Kendrick, I would say it kept a little more. If I don't know if they had any home games the last week, the Diamondbacks or not. Okay, but you might you kept more interest in your team. Well,
they blew an 8-0 lead last weekend in Milwaukee. How about win that game and you're in? I mean, not that the players aren't all trying to win at all time. Let's get. I mean, I think they are. Except the dude that
who won yesterday. I didn't watch any of it.
The three visitors won the first three. That's Kansas City won.
Mets.
The Mets won.
And the Braves, I guess, because
the Braves lost. To the Padres. Padres pitching was outstanding. And then let's see.
That's three.
Who else was it? I could look on my phone. I'm spacing
it's
it
no
out.
Big deal.
The Mets, Kansas City, and who beat the Astros?
You got me. It's okay. It's only baseball.
Yeah.
It's not international soccer. Who cares?
I'm pulling a total blank here.
So
right
to wrap up on Pete Rose, in the end, stubbornness and anger with Pete is what, and again, baseball is a very hypocritical organization themselves.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
All right. And so he wanted to dig his heels in. Yeah. He wanted to make a living and the other thing is, here's the worst part about his stubbornness and baseball with their various weaknesses is Pete Rose should have been a coach for the last 30 years. So much knowledge.
And he wasn't even allowed to go attend major league games till the last 3 or 4 years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
He couldn't even go to a game.
So all that knowledge was wasted. Yeah. And he's sitting there banging people for $50 an autograph or $100, whatever he was doing. Right. And he was a dick about it. He would show up to during the Hall of Fame weekend, he'd be at the Cooperstown Diner
down the street.
Right. Charging $100 to take a picture.
You know what Pete Rhodes' net worth was when he passed away?
No idea.
$3 million. $3 million.
Is that higher or lower than you thought?
Way lower than what I thought. Although, if you got a gambling addiction, now he didn't get paid these $100 million contracts at these new guys because
the other thing is
he hadn't played a game since the 80s.
Pete Rose blew it by he could have been in so many. He could have done TV commercials,
but nobody wanted him. He was a pariah.
He'd be a great announcer.
Absolutely.
Right, if there's a guy who can understand and explain breaking down the nuances of a game.
Have you ever listened to Alex Rodriguez? I have turned the volume down. Again, a great ball player, so hung up on himself. I can't even watch a game that I can't listen to the audio if Alex is on.
Yep.
And the guy knows his game. Don't misunderstand me. But it's always, well, I remember a game that I was playing in 1982 and blah, 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 blah. And I did this. And I'm like, well, what's that got to do with what we're doing now?
I'm with you, brother.
Knows the game, but he's so narcissistic and hung up on Alex A-Rod that it's just it's a miserable call.
What else is on your mind today, Mr.
I want to
Peak?
talk real briefly about another legend that passed away this week. We had a lot of legends pass away.
Well, yeah, Chris Christopherson, James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
And then we just had John Amos, the actor from Good Times and Roots and all these.
Chris Christopherson.
Yes.
What a unique individual. What a unique, as we said off the camera a while ago, though, wrote some really morbid songs. Great songs.
Yeah. So
talk about more. Have you ever seen, real quick, here's a
Blade the Vampire Hunter that he was in?
No. Have you ever seen the movie Songwriter with him and Willie Nelson?
No.
Gotta watch it.
Okay.
Find it. It is. I'm encouraging all. If you like Willie,
documentary.
No, it's got Rip Torn in it.
Oh boy.
It is a real. I don't even want to give away anything to do with it. They're basically playing themselves. Actually, Chris's music in that movie,
right,
is not morbid. It's fun. It's loud. It's kind of rock and roll-ish.
So on Monday,
it was after they became the Outlaws. They weren't. This is not new. I mean, this was later in their career.
So on Monday's show for Wake Up Tucson, I got rid of it, but we wanted to play Chris Christopherson because he passed away on Sunday, and so. My thing is, listening to Chris Christopherson sing wasn't that great.
Oh, he's a horrible singer.
Right? So,
and he won a Grammy a couple of times for singing.
But I went through all the people he wrote songs for, right? And people who wrote his song. And it's the who's who of music, right?
Right.
Not just country. I mean, we had a Willie and a Dino and a Frank Sinatra performing a Chris Christopherson song. But so when I'm building playlists for bumps, you're trying to do a mix of at least... if you're doing a song, you're doing a radio show, you want a little drive or a little spirited thing. It's tough to find a Chris, like three or four Chris.
Even my
Christopherson
favorite Chris Christopherson song, not morbid, it's a great song. Why Me, Lord?
Yeah.
Well, that's but some of the stuff he did. Go. Even if you don't see the movie or can't find it anywhere, listen to the soundtrack of Songwriter. And it's a cool story.
Okay.
I mean, it's all fiction, but I can't even think of the character's name. Buck, I think, was Chris's character, and I don't remember. Dusty was Willie's character.
But again, so when you have and Willie was a hell of a songwriter himself.
Yeah.
Everyone forgets that Willie wrote Crazy, that Patsy Cline made into a monster hit.
Yeah.
And so,
Hello Walls, Fair and Young.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, the Tigers won the other game.
Tigers.
Hey, you know what? The Tigers,
how did Alan Trammell do?
Yeah, should be
Lou Whitaker.
Yeah, Lou Whitaker. Don't get me started.
Burt Blyleven.
You want to talk about You want to talk about the Hall of Fame being a mess. I'm okay with Blyleven more on longevity.
He's not in the Hall yet.
No, he's in.
Oh, he better be.
Yeah, he's in. I'm okay with that. But Trammell Whitaker,
not in the Hall.
Come on.
So,
did you guys was nobody paying attention during that era?
Burt Blyleven should be in the Hall of Fame because he threw the greatest curveball of any human being that could throw a ball.
Did I send you?
It looked like a wiffle ball.
Did I send you his TV blooper? Have I sent that to you?
You have not.
Okay, I will. Let's just say he threw a couple. He threw one of the 7 you can't say on live TV.
Wow!
In succession, I'll send it to you.
So again,
we are live. Well, we're gonna have to go do that again. No, we're live, Bert. Oh well, I'm sorry about that.
Our boy, again, Chris Christopherson, and so when we talk about our things entertainment-wise, you look at media, right? Mm-hmm. And you're like, is it better like movies, right, or songs? It's always going to be on who writes these things, right? Movies suck. Well, one, because Hollywood makes bad decisions, but scripts suck.
Yeah.
Right? Usually TV shows and movies that suck is because the script is sucky.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's the same thing with a song.
How many times have you ever seen a well-written script not become at least a decent movie? If you got
Correct.
well-written words on the paper, you're going to probably get something solid, even if the acting isn't incrable.
And you
Fair
can
enough?
have a crappy script
With
that
some
you can't help with
You can't.
anything
You
else.
just put the best of the best. The thing I always enjoyed about Chris Christopherson was he was definitely an outlaw. He was definitely, he was. I mean, in the genre, great. He was a great actor. He had some really solid. He was a better actor than he was singer,
That's true.
without a doubt. I mean, the guy couldn't sing really a lick.
Right.
I mean, he couldn't even really stay in
That was
tune.
always funny when they brought him out on the road with the highwaymen.
Yeah.
Who looked like the most lost out there. Yeah. Right? You got Waylon,
Yeah.
Willie, and Johnny Cash.
Well, I know this is going to be sacrilege.
Yeah.
But I'm getting ready to say,
Yes.
Johnny Cash wasn't much of a singer either. Now, I think he was an incredible entertainer,
Yeah.
but a singer, come on. A lot of people love Johnny Cash.
Still better than Chris Christopherson.
Yeah. I mean, that's like setting the bar as low. No offense to the, but a couple of his. I went back. I remember watching *Star Is Born* when it came out with Streisand. I went and checked some of the music out. Not as good as I remembered it being.
Right.
There was a couple things that Chris did, nothing she did really, and I think she's great. She's talented, but the songs that were from that movie,
Yeah, no one remembers.
Yeah, they just there's no. He was okay in a couple of them. The movie itself was great. I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
But the music, yeah.
I got a follow-up build story on something you and I would love to talk about, which is illiteracy.
Yeah.
So the Atlantic Magazine, November 2024 edition, it's already out a month on October 1st. This is called Elite College Students Who Can't Read Books.
Wow.
To read a book in college, it helps to have read a book in high school. Okay. So this is Columbia University. Nicholas Dames has taught the Columbia's required Great Books course since 1998. Loves the job, but it's changed. Over the past decade, students have become overwhelmed by reading. This is a Great Books course. Okay. College kids have never read everything they're assigned, of course, but this feels different. Dame's students now seem bewildered by the thought of finishing multiple books in one semester. And his colleagues have noticed the same problem. Many students no longer arrive at college or even highly selective elite colleges prepared to read an actual book. The development puzzled Professor Dames until one day during the fall of 2022, a first-year student came to his office to share how challenging she had found the early assignments. The class often requires students to read a book, sometimes a long and dense one, in just a week or two. But the student told Dames that her public high school...
Yeah. Let me finish that for you. Never
was required to read an entire book.
Yeah.
Wow. She was given excerpts, some poetry, and some news articles, but she never had to read a book cover to cover. Wow.
Yeah. I don't even know, Chris. I mean, everything is okay. I'm hearing Zig Ziglar in my head right now. He's talking about how much time. And remember, Zig passed away 10, 12, 14 years ago. Our education system is, he said, everything is based on 30 to 60-second solutions for everything. That's the society we live in. It's even more than that now because TikTok, if you don't get your attention in 6, 7, 8 seconds, move on. We have the attention span of a guppy. Right?
So
how do we not? I don't even know how to put the genie back in the bottle.
Let me give you another one. Daniel Shore, the chair of Georgetown University's English department, told him that his students have trouble staying focused on even a sonnet. And a sonnet, just to let everyone know, has no more than 14 lines.
Yeah.
Right? So kids that have grown up on the iPad,
Yeah.
on their phones, right? This is just going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is the attention span is bad right now. It's unbelievably bad right now. Wait, we haven't even gotten to the bottom of it.
TLDR.
What's that?
Too long, did not read.
Yep.
I see it a lot. And it's that abbreviation, like.
And where
if
do you see this?
On social media and different places.
Gotcha.
And I'm reading it. I'm like, what's this? 3 paragraphs?
Right.
Carol Kay. You know who I'm talking about? The great bass player with
Carol Kay.
Carol Kay.
Yeah. Okay. So
Did
Kane. I'm sorry. Carol Kay. Yeah, with the Wrecking Crew.
Yeah, Wrecking Crew. Great, unique lady. I follow her on social media.
Yeah.
And she's always, and she'll write on there, not to be read on social media, and you can see why. It'll be 48 paragraphs.
Right.
Now, I'm reading it on social media, and she gets deep in there, and she does deep dives. I read to the very end. Are you kidding me?
So the question is, the no attention span to absorb material. I assume there's people in this world that think that's an okay thing.
Well, apparently they are. They've got a acronym for it.
So this is going to take us back to our ever-ending battle on AI, Clint. So I had another conversation about AI off of the Working Title podcast here at Live the Dream Media. Make sure you download your apps.
You're
Apple,
a good man. What a good
Apple,
man.
and of course the Google stores. What I don't like, it was just another aspect of the AI thing, the revolution that I don't like.
Okay.
And what's going to happen is when someone needs to write something, right? And they're going to have AI do the bulk of it for them. What happens is by not saying, oh, it's a pain in the ass, I got to go look at material, I got to put this together in some sort of reasonable way to make my argument or whatever, right? That taking away the journey of discovery, right, will then actually, I think, suppress new ideas from being mined.
Okay.
Does that sound?
You're absolutely 100. Here, if you're lazy, you're right. If you're lazy, you're right.
But the act of the discovery is how your brain comes up with good ideas, though.
I think most people are lazy.
So when you and your robot overlords take over, what does the non-lazy person? How does that good idea come up if you're not digging and searching?
Okay, that's the whole thing. You've got to dig and search. And the cool thing about AI for me is the prompt itself. What I'm putting into that, I'm not writing, hey, give me an article, give me something so I can have an argument with Chris on the next Working Title podcast about AI. I'm not giving, that's not it.
If you and your robot overlords want to take me on, I'm ready to go.
My prompt might be this long.
Right.
And I save certain parts of it that I can reuse because certain things are reusable. Like I don't want to ever, I can't give you an analogy right now or an answer right now, but I don't want to ever use, what's the word? I don't want to use the word tapestry. Tapestry is a tip-off that you've used. I'm sorry, but tapestry pops up if you don't eliminate tapestry. Are there times that tapestry is the only word you could use? Yes. But my prompts make me think if I want the results I want.
Right.
And it's piece by piece, I might add. I might have 1,500 words to get a paragraph that I'm going to tweak again and again and again.
Gotcha.
And I might do that if I'm going to write, let's say, 10 paragraphs. I might have 10 prompts that are 1,500 words because I'm wanting to crystallize this thing. And I always use words like help me craft. I always use help me craft an award-winning statement or award. I want the best.
Yeah.
Help me win. Help me think like a successful ad writer. Now, ad writing is really cool to do with AI because think about it. You're writing an ad. You're not doing a lot of deep thinking. You're trying to hit buzzwords.
Right.
And my prompt will say, but don't use these buzzwords. I'll have to show you some of my prompts.
All right.
So what it does for me, if the non-lazy user of, I wouldn't write one sentence and use the results of that in any circumstance.
Well, good. Well, you also have a certain what's the word I'm looking for?
I have an expectation.
Well,
of what I want it to be.
There's a morality to you when it comes to this, right?
There's that.
That's
well,
important.
I told you that the difference between a couple of AIs that I use, ChatGPT, it'll give you any information about anything you want to write about with no questions asked. And the reason I know that is I use something called Claude. And there's been more than once, and I'm never like pushing the boundaries, but I remember once asking it to write me an article about Ted Banyan, Horseshoe Casino in Vegas.
Yep.
And I used the word murder and mayhem in it in my prompt, and it immediately said, "Hey, no, yeah, I don't feel comfortable writing anything about
Claude.
murder on me." Yeah,
He's
Claude.
something else.
I went over, used the same exact prompt for chat, and
look at you.
now, what Claude did do for me, it gave me a little bio on Ted Banyan. You know, when he was born, where he's from.
So when we have Ivy League and top universities saying they're getting kids that don't read at all.
Why are they accepting him?
Hold on, money, money, money.
Okay,
money.
Well, and that's where we go back to that's our root of all evil.
Right. I mean.
Directly from the Bible, by the way.
As we say, I just talked about this with the U of A today, right? How do you get into the U of A, right? Make sure someone can fill out a FAFSA application so it could kick in your student loan.
Yeah.
And you and whoever's guaranteeing your FAFSA need to have a pulse. That is now the high standards to get into the University of Arizona.
I love the new stuff they're advertising on social media. We're going to make you a master of AI in 10 weeks.
Yep.
It's $2,500. Or we're going to teach you to be a content creator, to be a master content creator online in 10 weeks. For
Is that better than getting an actual U of A degree?
Well, cheaper.
That's what I'm saying.
It's cheaper.
So in state for U of A, if you're living with your parents and driving, you're probably 12 to 14 grand a year, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, you're at 50 G's.
Right.
Are you better off paying the $2,500 for the AI prompting
If that's
course?
what you want to do.
I'm just saying. Let's say you don't know what you want to do.
Yeah. Personally, I'd say probably yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I'll tell you, how about this, Chris? Buy me a cup of coffee, maybe, and a piece of pizza, and I'll sit and talk to you about AI for an hour.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what I know that could benefit you, but here's what I do know. You can teach yourself anything if you really wanted to know.
Send one of your robot drones with a little water when I'm digging those graves 10 years from now.
No, we're going to send you hot chocolate and cinnamon roll. Hey,
yes.
No, I lost it right there. That's what she said.
All right, let's head towards the wrap up on the show today. Before we get to your quiz,
Oh, Lord, are we going there?
best. What's the
I didn't actually say that on live TV, did I?
what's the best part of Clint's week?
Oh boy, that's a great question.
Best part of Clint's week.
That's a great
And if you guys
question.
are listening out right now, what's the
That
best
is
part? The best part of your week? You can hit us on the comments and call 1-800-CLINT-PEAK.
So know that I'm going to want to know yours when I'm
I got
done.
it. I know
Yeah. Oh man. Well, obviously, time that I spend with my bride is fun. The time that I spend
But
with my
what
family.
time of the week? Because you can spend time with the beautiful Tammy all week long.
I love Wednesdays, the day we're in right now, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, my gosh.
Part of it. Here's why. And today is a great example. I got to do an hour with David, local Marana.
Yep.
I get to do an hour with you, Ron and Raul. Where you guys at back there? Are you back there?
Yeah, I was very rude.
Yeah,
Ron and Raul back in the meat locker.
Yeah.
There they are.
Yeah.
Ron Arenas, Raul Soto. Good to see you guys.
Yeah. So I get to hang out with you guys that I enjoy. Tammy's over at the bakery right now with Shay. And we're going to go to church tonight because we missed Sunday. We were taking the kids, our daughter and son-in-law, back to the airport in Phoenix. So we're going to go to OBCN tonight and catch up on a message that we missed on Sunday. And probably go have lunch with my wife at some point today. I mean, that's kind of me.
Day.
That's kind of me doing my thing right there. I get to talk to my friends and hang out and hopefully entertain and educate a few of our viewers. And yeah, that's kind of my day. That's kind of most of my days.
Not a problem. Those are good days.
Yeah. Yeah, that's mostly what and eat good food.
Yes.
Yesterday we had I want to plug them real quick. Yesterday was a great day as well. We
the three of us, me, you, and Dave, ate at the old Pothole.
Yeah, and it was awesome, wasn't it? Those burgers are.
They were very good. I'm going to tell you something. So if you live in Marana, anywhere near the Outlet Mall, and you're looking for a place to get a good burger, I think they're the best burger I've had in Marana.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I like what Javier at Luna does a good burger too.
Yeah, that's actually a really good. They're different.
Yeah,
but they're different, but they're both really good. You know, I had a burger at Javier's just a week or so ago.
Yeah,
good burger. I don't want to leave him out. That's a good burger.
Two locally owned places, and I have great sympathy for the people that are renting at the Marana Outlet Mall. I mean, so we're there on a Tuesday. I know it's not winter or weekend or whatever, but it was me, you, Dave, and like 8 other people, and you said that's the most people you've seen in the last 3 times you were there.
Yeah.
Not on a weekend.
Yeah.
So,
I've always gone
unless they're making so much money on a weekend to make up for 5 days that's not busy. But give the Pothole place a try. I think they did a great job on the burger.
Yeah. What'd you have?
I had the cheddar bomb.
Okay, no.
It was the cheddar cheese with the sautéed onions.
Did you have any bacon on yours?
No bacon.
Okay.
So.
Because I had the bacon. Man, that bacon was on point. Of course, it's always on
point. Marana's food scene is getting better, right? For the average bear. Because I think Javier is doing a great job at Luna. Mm-hmm. I think La Olla does a very nice job. Mm-hmm. Asian Spice is one of my favorites. Right?
I hear that.
Okay. Brian's killing it at the Highlands up in Dove Mountain.
Got to get out there.
He's killing it. I mean,
got to get out there.
If you're not eating there, you've lost because the prices are reasonable. I was telling you that we know the pizza's great. We've already had the pizza thing, and very reasonable, right? A 2-topping 16 inches, $15 for God's sakes.
Well, that Meat Lovers
was 18.
It's $18, and I don't know how many flavors of meat there was on
5.
there. And I'm not going to shout out the name, but another. It's a franchise, but locally owned franchise. And I enjoy the pizza, but it was $26 for the same pizza.
Yeah,
and this is better.
Absolutely,
and the Highland's better.
So I was there with Brother Joe. We were in the mood for pizza. He got the fish and chips, which is very good. I got the club sandwich, and I wasn't reading right. I'm like, man, this is really good. I go, have the menu, and they're doing hand carved turkey breast.
Yeah.
So Brian's roasting off turkey breast, and when you order a club, someone's taking a chef's knife and cutting off chunks of turkey for you.
Be out there.
That's pretty good. So anyway, Marana's food scene, Dominic's always does a nice job. It's getting better. The Marana
and
food
I mentioned
scene.
the other ones up the street.
We got Taco Sapson. Frankie's still solid.
The taco joint up the street here. It's great, inexpensive, $5.99 breakfast. That's
which joint are you talking about?
The one up there that you corrected me on the pronunciation of it the last time, so I'm leaving that for you. Taco
Apson.
No, the other one. That's over
Gyro?
here. Taco Gyro. Okay, what's a perfect day in Christopher DeSimone?
Well, the question is best part of the week.
Okay, best part of the week.
It's easy. It's Saturday, it's Sunday mornings, and it's when me and Mrs. D are having coffee together.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the day.
Yeah.
So we could be sitting in the backyard watching the world go by.
Yeah.
Or watching some English soccer.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the week when me and Mrs. D are having coffee.
That's
easy.
Tammy and I don't have that luxury because we don't.
You're
get
bakers.
We start early but here's how we compensate for that. We carpool together almost everywhere we go.
Sure.
So we get 20 minutes uninterrupted here and back every day with a cup of coffee, usually, especially if it's in the morning.
Yeah.
There are some times we don't talk much at all. We'll be listening.
It was cute when you guys called me from the car yesterday.
Yeah.
That was so cute talking to both of you.
We just left, where were we?
Pothole.
No, but we.
Oh, you and
Tammy and I had just left.
I don't know. I wasn't on your
the resort over there.
Westward Look.
Westward Look, and that's we spend probably somewhere 45 minutes to an hour every day just going to and from, and sometimes it's talk the whole way. Me talking to her, or her talking to me. Sometimes there's no talk. But you know what? My best parenting was done taking my kids places.
That's true. It's true. You're kind
without a doubt.
You're trapped in a way, which is a good thing.
And I
no
made
distractions.
And once I really realized that I had their friends with them. I mean, I parented their friends, and I still see a lot of them. You know, Vinny and Alejandro and Tori and all of them. There was a bunch, and it was usually all girls or all dudes. It was rarely was it.
Sure.
Mixed, because I was taking them somewhere, and it was all the girls were going somewhere, or all the boys somewhere.
Sure.
And once I realized that I had a captive audience, and I controlled the environment of that vehicle with the noise or the sound, I parented like crazy. I knew that was a good time to not just rattling off the 10 commandments of parenting, but just dropping those heavy points in, about relationships or life.
Believe it or not, Johnny Cash, the guy you said can't sing worth a crap, had
he really couldn't, but he was a great entertainer. I don't, because the man can't carry. I mean, have you ever heard me sing? It's not that good.
So he's.
It's better than Johnny Cash or Chris Christopherson, though.
There's a quote of his from years ago that really made me aware of how special those Saturday and Sunday mornings are with Mrs. D. And he was asked in an interview what was his definition of paradise. And he said, this morning with her having coffee. Right? Yeah. And really, I remember reading that 15 years ago, right? And I went, yeah, that's the moment, right? It's quiet before the day starts.
Yeah.
In the morning, I'm not there on weekdays because I'm doing radio shows and things like that, and she's working. Yeah. And so that's our moment to have that discussion, right? Or just be with each other in peace.
Yeah.
And that's important. So, all right, before we get to your quiz, let's go to Ron Arenas. Ron, what's your favorite day of the week? You got a zillion things going on as a business owner and the most prolific media man I know in Tucson right now. We can't hear you for some god-awful reason. It's very sad.
Oh, sorry about that.
There you are.
There I am.
Hey, bud.
Hey, I think my favorite time of the day for the week is when I'm on my bike. It's therapy for me. I get to spend some time with my own thoughts and do a little prayer and just figure out what life is about and keep going.
Headphones when you drive on the bike or not?
Yeah, because I'm always on the loop or I'm always on the dirt, so I don't have to worry about vehicles.
Okay.
And I have those headphones that sit right in front of your ears. So they're not in your ear canals.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What's the ultimate cycling song for Ron Arenas?
It depends on the day. I have a bunch of playlists, so if I want to go like harder rock or if I want to go some gospel or some country, it's just whatever the day feels like.
I love it. All right. Well, I can see you. You're on that bike a lot, so that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, sir.
Is Raul in there? Raul, does he have a favorite day of the week? Is he in there?
There he is. What's your favorite time of the week, Raul?
Oh man, I gotta be with being with my hype man Clint. Always hyping me up, and I mean this. I work for Live the Dream, but I'm really living the dream with this job right now.
Oh man, thanks, give that man a bonus.
Wow, look at this. I got to butter up Clint on the air.
You know what's cool about all these answers?
Yes.
It's all about relationships with the people you care about the most.
Oh yeah.
How valuable is that? How valuable is...
Well, how many people are picking up the pieces are still trying to figure that out, right? They're still marred by whatever went on with their parents 40 years ago.
Or a relationship that went south or and here's a great line from is it Journey? Let me think. I'm getting old. Once I rose above the noise and confusion. Kansas. Carry on, wayward son.
Correct.
Once I rose above the noise and confusion. You know what? That's a choice in that statement. There's a choice. Once I rose. I made that choice.
Next week we're going to talk about getting rid of the noise to find the divine. This is something I've had this. We haven't had this conversation.
Hey, you know what? I'm not going to look you in the eye, our listeners, and say that's easy. I'm not going to say that's easy.
Ooh.
But if you, it's a mindset. that you just constantly work on. You and I were having a conversation yesterday about something and someone and the situation. No free rent.
Yeah.
Stop it with that.
We also went in the lids and we measured my head.
Yeah. Anybody? Hey, we won't tell them.
You can tell them.
No. I want to make that part of the quiz.
Oh.
We'll tell you next week. I'll make a mental note.
How big is Chris's head?
How big is this dude's dome? I'm telling you, whatever you think it is, Lids, the hat store out at the mall,
This poor woman
didn't have a hat big enough for him.
It's true. So, because everyone's trying to give me hats, and I like wearing baseball hats.
Yeah.
And so you guys are like, hey, you should get a Live the Dream. I mean, I would love a Live the Dream hat that has.
There's David right there. Live the dream hat.
What up?
Have you already been and done your run? Is your baby okay?
I gotta go get her right now.
Okay.
Later, buddy.
Yeah. David's in dad mode right now. David's in dad mode. And you know what? Again, in that luxury that we have because of what we do,
Yep.
that we're able to take care of.
And I'll be back at 1.
Okay.
So I'll see you guys.
Okay.
Bye, Dave. Hope
I
your
might
girl's
be
going.
gone because I have the same luxury you have. I can leave whenever I want. I love
Later,
that
buddy.
guy right there.
The so the logo with the red, white,
Yeah.
and blue eagle
Yeah.
on a hat that
Yeah,
fit. If you
stop
can get
it.
that fit my head,
We're gonna
I'd be a
get.
happy
We're gonna
guy.
get it. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
All right,
But we are not giving it away what his hat size is. But let's just say we walked in, asked the young lady who a name we didn't catch, but she was very accommodating. What's the biggest hat you got in the store? And he looked like he was wearing that little skull hat the dude wore in Living Color. The little hat on the top, with the little chin strap.
It was.
And it was a big hat. I could have slept in there. It would have been like a sleeping bag for me, but
All right, I am not gonna go to.
do something nice and easy. Don't torture
I'm not
me.
gonna. So if you're new to the Working Title podcast, I go on the thing called the interwebs, and I find a personality quiz.
Hey, and by the way, just another gentle reminder, go on your app store and download the app, Live the Dream Media app. It's got all the resources. It's got the music. It's got the podcast. It's got the website. And it's getting ready to have a whole series of new channels available to you.
And as we start doing more and more shows together, and you want to interact with the show,
Yeah,
there's going to be
do it.
some magical ways for
Yeah.
you to interact with the show where you don't even have to call or anything like that. You can literally almost click in the show, be on video, not on video. It's really amazing
cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
So
please download the app.
all right. So, we know that you're you were Daffy Duck,
And
right? I forgot what Teletubby you were.
I don't remember that. I don't know the Teletubbies.
Which president are you most similar
Okay,
to?
this is good. This is
All
good.
right.
I'm
I
gonna-
want to give you a little, I want to give you a little respectable one
Yeah,
here.
yeah. That's because I am the president of Live the Dream Media. Do you know that? I actually have a title.
Is it on a card
I
someplace?
think it is.
Look
I
at
think
you.
It's on the card.
The good thing about me and you, we've known each other so well, I don't need your card. Are you easily bothered when things don't go your way?
Nah. I don't know. Is there a degree
There's
of
like
that?
7 of these things, but I'm going to go all the way to I'm too agreeable for my own good, of course, but you have to shake it off and keep going. If it means someone trying to sabotage my plans, it would bother me. Or
I'll go with that.
there's also not really. I can handle myself and my emotions.
No, I like that.
All right, let's do that one.
Yeah.
All right. And this is from
And that's an old Clint. The younger Clint wasn't. He.
in a work setting. You are in charge of a high-level employee who makes a couple of mistakes. What do you do? Fire them immediately, give them a warning, yell at them until they shape up. If they don't change, get rid of them. Look for a new role or easier projects. Try to understand why they're struggling. At first, nothing, and then see if it's just an isolated event.
I'd probably go with the do nothing, see if it's an isolated event first.
Okay. We got that.
I know I would.
Do you find it easy to make new friends? I'll answer this.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Usually, we need to have something in common. It says usually we need to have something in common first.
Yeah.
Would that be accurate?
No, I don't. Friends versus acquaintances, but I think in this case we'll use them interchangeably.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a problem talking to people.
There's one that says I get bored and depressed if I'm not out there meeting new people.
Yeah, I don't get bored and depressed. So I'm fine by myself. By the way, you do know that, right?
I do know that.
I'm cool setting hours on end or being with people. Either way.
If you're at a large party where there'll be 40 to 50 people present, how do you feel? One, I don't feel like that's a large party unless there's hundreds of people. Excited, it will be fun. Looking forward to it. I just hope I can have a good conversation with that much excitement or noise. Not too excited, but not nervous either. Yeah. Too many people. I prefer to hang out alone with close friends.
Hey, I'd like that the previous one.
Not too excited.
Not too excited, but what was it?
Not too excited, but not nervous either.
Yeah. I think that.
Okay.
I think that's a good answer.
We got a few more to go. What is your relationship to alcohol?
Yeah, I don't use it.
So I don't drink at all.
Yeah. But I don't mind if you're drinking. I'm probably not hanging out with you if you're drunk, but yeah, I haven't used alcohol in decades.
I'm a rare beer drinker. That's what I'm down to. Once in a while, I'll have a beer. Like once a month. That's where I'm down with beer. No, I don't. That's where I'm at. For me, it's not a moral or any of that. It's just personal choice. Economically, what was life like growing up? I grew up pretty poor. We weren't rich, but we appreciated what we had. I had a pretty average upbringing. Parents weren't rich exactly, but I had a comfortable childhood, or we were rich.
Yeah, it wasn't the first or last. It's one of the two middle ones.
We weren't rich, but we appreciated what we had.
Or
I was never worried about when my next meal was coming, or average upbringing, middle class in a decent neighborhood.
Yeah, either one of those I think would apply.
I'm going to go middle class in a decent neighborhood. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Can I jump off real quick here and just say, most of you that know me know we lost my mother last month. Well, now it's a couple months in the middle of August. I use this analogy, and I'll be short. I just had Ward and Jude Cleaver were my parents.
Interesting.
Not as personalities. They weren't those personalities. My mom didn't wear pearls and stay at home.
Right.
But I mean, just as far as that wholesome, and a lot of people probably don't even know who I'm referring to, because you'd almost have to be my age group to know.
Yeah.
The beaver. But I just had like two parents.
His mom spoke jive in the movie Airplane.
Yeah, I know she did. Well, my mom would speak jive a little bit. And I know she did with her grandkids a few times. And they're like, whoa, Nanny, what are you... But I just had two awesome and an awesome stepfather. I've been blessed with my role models. And I know you and I have had this conversation. I just had two incredible parents and other people involved with me in my life. And I am so blessed. And at one point I said to Tammy 2 or 3 years ago, I said, I've become those people. Especially the male version, the male role models that I had in my life. And I said, I didn't even really realize it didn't dawn on me until a few years ago, and I'm like, I've become my dad. I've become my stepfather. I've become Dick Clemens. I've become those guys that were so valuable to me at various points in my life. The cool thing is all of them were at different points in my life, because my dad didn't know Dick Clemens, but he came around right after my father had passed away. He was in my life. And then Dick Clemens, we moved, and he passed away, and George Schulte was in my life. And there have been other men in my life that are positive influences on me. And I just feel just blessed beyond any measure that I had people like that.
The magic of positive parenting, right?
Exactly.
If we had one thing that could fix the world, I need positive parenting.
We were on it the other day when we were
Mom
talking
and Dad
about
plus 2.5 kids, positive parenting.
Exactly.
They fix the world.
Yeah, exactly. Because we can bash the school districts, and there's a lot of responsibility to share there.
Yeah.
But it all starts at home.
Yep. But I've had my one magic wand moment.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad.
Yep.
2.5 kids.
Yep.
Positive parenting.
Yep.
Great, bringing up of children.
I heard Andy Lopez with Raul a couple of weeks ago on this podcast, and it all started with the parents.
All those
and how much
stories
they cared about their kids.
Yep.
So, yeah, I could, okay.
Are you the type of person that can work 14 to 16 hours
Yeah.
in a row on a regular basis? I knew that was a yes.
Not as much anymore, but as a younger person in my prime, absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't want to tackle too many 14 to 16s now, but then again, I don't have to.
Got that. Okay. Almost there. How far would you go if it meant waking up with $1 million tomorrow? I would have someone killed. Oh boy.
Whatever the
My integrity is more important than such blandishments.
yeah.
I think I do that one.
Yeah. As I say all the time, money's important. We all need it. It's very important. I've been, again, blessed to have solid finances, but the reality of it is anybody that would disagree with that statement would lie about other things too.
If someone made a statement that you strongly disagreed with and you're both at a social gathering, what is your natural tendency?
Yeah.
Ignore it, move on. I love a good debate. Take my cue from the rest of the group.
It's somewhere between 1 and 2. Again, the older guy, I'm probably just ignoring him, moving on.
Okay.
But the young guy used to love a good debate. But
I'm gonna pick you. Love a good debate. That's what I'm gonna do.
yeah, I do.
2 more to
I
go.
do.
2 more to go.
I do.
How do you feel from day to day? Are you generally happy with life?
Yes.
The first one is I'm pretty lucky. I've been blessed in life and very content.
I just said that a minute ago, didn't I?
What type of learning and reading are you most interested in? Abstract, philosophical, well-rounded of history, literature, arts, mechanical subjects. I read and watch the news sometime, but I have too much to deal with to study anything intellectual. I like practical subjects. To be honest, I'm not much of a book learner. I get my education from real world and life experience. And then I like this one. I was born and raised on the mean streets. That's how you learn about life.
Well, to varying shades, they all kind of fit, but I think the second one you mentioned there.
Well-rounded?
Yeah, I like.
I try to know a little bit about everything.
Yeah.
I think I'm there with you.
I want to taste.
All
a
right,
little
here
bit
we
of all of
go.
it. But for the record, most of what I read is business related or something to do with somebody that was successful in some area. I'm interested in this one.
This one.
The rest of them, I'm not.
They went old school on this one.
Okay. Well, then I would say that probably would apply, wouldn't it?
James K. Polk.
I don't know anything about the dude.
Born in North Carolina, moved to Tennessee. His family was fairly well off, but not rich. He was a fanatically hard worker, even by the standards of a president. He often stayed at his desk well into the night. He didn't enjoy socializing, but was capable of presenting himself well when he needed to. He was well-liked, but did not have many close friends. His work was regarded as reliable. He promised to serve just one term in president, and indeed he stuck to that promise. On the other hand, opponents challenged his version of the events that led to the Mexican-American War.
I'll live with that.
There it is. James K. Polk.
Which number was he?
14? Well, he was the president from 1845 to 1849.
So he's 13 or 14.
Yep, because Lincoln's 16.
Yeah.
So there you go, maybe 14. So there you are.
Well,
Hard drive,
When
James
was
K.
he
Polk.
out? 49?
Yep.
He almost had to be. Yeah, he was probably the 14th.
So you, Clint Peak,
There you
James
go.
K. Polk.
I can live with that.
Better than Jimmy Carter.
Oh.
All right. God, and happy birthday, President Carter. 100 years old yesterday.
And I see Mayor Tom Murphy has responded to a post that I put up about our 2-year anniversary of our social media.
And what did one of my
friendship.
favorite mayors in Arizona say?
Yeah. Well, he just gave the care sign.
Aw.
Yeah, he's a really good dude. I like him.
like Tom a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Very good man.
Yeah, very good man. Hey, Chris,
Clint
thank
Peak,
you.
God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you as well.
Working Title Podcast, Live the Dream Media.
Ron, Raul, thank you guys for being on board today. We
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for all your help.
Hey, and real
We
quick,
always appreciate it.
Ron's new show, Southwest Flavor, is now on the Live the Dream Media app and channel. It started yesterday. We
Beautiful.
Had a couple of technical issues, but we got through it, and you can find that on our apps and YouTube.
Where do you get
And he
the
did
app?
great.
Where can you get the app?
Where can you get the app? From all the app stores. And you know what? It's free.
Wow. All the app stores, is that more than two?
For us. No, there's one app. We're going to try to keep it all on.
So it's going to be on Google and Apple podcast.
Google and Apple. Yeah, you
Right,
can get
okay.
it on whatever your favorite. We're everywhere on wherever you get your apps.
Wow.
And the cool thing is we're going to try, David's working on it. He's such a guru, to keep everything on one app even as we expand.
You have to.
We got to keep everything on one app, and we might redirect you to a website that would give you all of our channels.
All right.
Hey guys, can you tell us again where you got that really good burger? One of our listeners wanted to know.
Okay, two of them. Go ahead, Chris.
The old pothole. It's the old pothole.
Man, it's good.
I guess it used to be a truck. That's why it's named, like I said. But it's in the Marana Outlet Malls, in the food court. And,
Great burger.
I thought it was a really great smashed burger, and the fries were good, and so the old pothole, and then Luna Cafe in the Stockyards.
Yeah, great, but different burgers.
Yeah.
Let's not confuse.
So what I love about Javier at Luna is he's trying to do everything he can from scratch.
Yeah.
Right, and so from breakfast stuff and all the way through the lunchtime sandwich stuff. And he does some good Mexican stuff, too. Very nice.
A wide variety. Old Pothole, I think they do a chicken as well.
Yeah, it's smashed burger or smashed chicken sandwich.
Smashed chicken. Really good people. Good. It was really good. That's my favorite burger. It's a little more convenient than, let's face it, than Javier out at Luna.
Yeah,
for
it just
me,
kind of matters where I'm at.
Yeah,
if I'm doing pumpkin patching with our friend John Post and Melissa and the crew, hit Javier on the way back, or eat at John's place. He's got good food at the Red Barn.
Yeah. There you go. And let's one more time. Marana Pumpkin Patch
opens up in 2 days.
Is it Friday or Saturday?
Saturday. 3 days.
Saturday they are open.
Yep.
Get out there with the family and kids, and just it's such a great place.
We
Such a
grow
fun
pumpkins so you can harvest the memories.
There you go.
That's what
I
it
love
says.
it.
So,
I love it.
All right, everyone, have an amazing day. Working
Thank you.
Title Podcast, Live the Dream Media. Keep downloading those apps, and it's just easier for you to interact with what we're doing, and you'll have one spot to do that.
Yeah.
So,
thanks, Christopher.
all right, Ron and Raul, thank you guys. Have a great day. You guys have a great day.
Yeah. Live the
Working
dream.
Title out.
Live the dream.
Absolutely.
Be nice
Out.
to each other.